Greetings Earthlings, one and only Dorian Stratton here again. Yes, I have no beard. This is a sort of a response to conference reports last video, which was about a connection or a possible connection between physical and emotional pain. And I'll put a link to that in the description below. And while I agree there's certainly the emotions are basically represented, or how we know we're having an emotion is there are physical sensations associated with emotions, and to some extent I think there is obviously a connection between physical and emotional pain. I think that kind of falls down when you get to the absolute extremes of physical pain, because in my experience I may just be lucky in this regard, but with regard to emotions, I've never experienced an emotion as intense as the most intense physical pain that I've had to endure, which was when I had an accident and smashed my face up. You probably can't tell now, but I will put that probably my lip is a bit screwed up. See a scar on my lip. This all came from one accident it was about 24 years ago, in November 1989, if I remember rightly. And I was going home from work, and I rode a bike at the time, and I was coming down a small hill quite fast, and I slammed straight into a pile of gravel that had just been dumped in the road, and literally went face first, went straight over the handlebars and hit the road with my face, which didn't do it a lot of good. And I was taken to, I staggered to the local post office, which wasn't that far away, and they actually knew me, and they called an ambulance, and I was taken to the hospital, and my face was stitched up. And that process took I think almost 6 hours. I actually had over 200 stitches. I don't believe it, but that's true. Most of them were internal stitches. And every second stitch, because each one has to be done individually, after every second suture, my face was injected with local anaesthetic. So that's like 100 hypodermic injections into my face, as well as the sutures. And 2 maxillofacial surgeons did the work. They actually changed shifts while my face was being stitched up. So it was a really long time, and because it was a head injury, I wasn't allowed to have any painkillers at all. No painkillers, because I might lose consciousness. I was kept awake. And intense. I cannot describe. I seriously cannot describe. It was literally. It was quite frankly indescribable, the amount of pain that I was in. It was like if you can imagine the worst headache you've ever had, then intensify it by 10,000, plus it feels like your head is literally in a fucking furnace, you might get somewhere close to imagining what it might have been like, and even then it's a very, 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 very bad analogy. And quite frankly, I have never ever experienced any emotion that's come close to that kind of intensity. So yeah, what did I learn from the experience of being, one, I can endure far more than I expected, and two, I never want to, and the other thing is that I never ever want to have to go through anything like that ever again. So it probably made me much more cautious than I was previously. But no, I mean, I don't have, you know, it didn't make me hard, but it made me realise that we're all, that I at least, and probably most human beings, are probably far more capable of enduring physical suffering than we think we are. Because I had to do it because I didn't have any choice. And I discovered that if you accept the situation, because there was nothing I could do about the pain, I literally had to, it sounds strange, but I had to relax into it. I had to allow it to be, because that was my world at that moment. There's nothing I could do about it, so I just had to learn to accept it. Because the more I noticed the more I resisted it, the worse it actually got, the more intense the pain got. If I just relaxed and allowed the pain to be, it reduced. It didn't go away, but it certainly reduced. So, you know, sometimes fighting isn't always the best option, but hey, you know, I'm not sure of what benefit that is to anyone, but yeah, I don't think, well, there is some relationship between physical pain and emotional pain. I don't think it's a one-to-one ratio, but there you go. So those are just my thoughts about it. And yeah, so thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, or you have something to say, you know, whatever, you want to leave a comment, please do so below. If you want to see more of my waffling, then please subscribe to this channel, or you can circle me on Google+, which is really, really cool. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you sometime in the future. Bye for now.